what is this whole segment for? What are we doing, guys? Reload. Move your pieces that are going to expire.
Maybe they will.
They should.
Maybe the Kyle Tucker thing was a change in philosophy.
All right, welcome back here. ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. 713-780-3776 is the number. Nothing really Houston-wise. Kyle Tucker met the media yesterday. He's got no hard feelings. He loves everybody in Houston, and it's all good. And now Kyle Tucker is a Chicago Cub. Here he is. He wasn't certain. I think we were all pretty certain that he was going to be traded, right? I guess that was the least surprising thing that happened over the weekend for me.
Well, over the weekend, but there was a time when our conversations were the Astros don't trade these guys, like Jim Crane doesn't trade these guys, and Jim Crane admittedly said this is something different for us.
Yeah. Well, he said he wasn't sure.
The Astros haven't really made a lot of moves like this with trading away players who have been part of their core. Just what was your level of surprise that they made this move with you before your last year of control?
I mean, obviously, you never know what's going to happen in the game. And some of the times it's out of your control and things just happen. But like I said, I didn't have much control because, I don't have a no trade clause or anything else. So in that aspect, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, whether I was going to stay or get traded or to what team or anything. So kind of everything just kind of leads up and, is what it is. But obviously ended up getting traded to the Cubs organization now. So like I said, at the beginning, I appreciate everything that, the Houston Astros Foundation, or not the foundation, the team and, the city itself has done for me and my family since I got drafted in 2015 till now.
Yeah, I don't think is there any ill will towards, every other player that leaves, and they're gonna go for the money. Listen,
well, we traded
Kyle Tucker was never taking a deal. Kyle Tucker was never taking a home time discount. He was never going to take an extension. He was going to go to free agency, and he was going to get paid top dollar.
There's no ill will.
There can't be any ill will. Kyle Tucker
absolutely
played well. He was a really
him.
good player for the Houston Astros.
Regular season, yes, absolutely.
His postseasons weren't.
No, he's King Tuck. He was made great defensive plays. He was, he's part of the crew. I know he wasn't there at 17, but I don't care. Like he was part of he was one of the core players in quote unquote the run, and a lot of love for him. I do wonder though if the Astros, if they didn't get the best deal because they wanted to send Kyle to a place where he wanted to be.
Well, some people say it was the best deal.
Yeah, well,
we'll
maybe.
See.
Had they done it last year?
Deal.
Had they had the balls to do it last year at midseason? Obviously, it's hindsight to say Kyle Tucker did nothing for you in the postseason.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
But had you done that, I wonder how much better it would have been when you had desperate teams at the trade deadline working against each other.
Right.
I wonder what that might have.
Well, there were teams working against each other here too. There were other offers on the table, but. Listen, I'm okay. I don't Castellanos and Baum. If that's true that they were going to Philadelphia was going to give that up for Kyle Tucker, I'd much rather have Cam Smith. I'd much rather have.
Yeah, I'm excited about Cam Smith.
Yeah, I am too.
That's the kind of guy that I wanted in a trade.
Right,
you got to get those kind of guys.
That could turn into a Jordan. That could turn into a. You never know.
Oh, God willing.
God willing. God's on our side too because of the eggnog truck.
CJ threw out a first pitch there one time.
Right. Well, God is. We're
we
got people
who are fans.
That's right. So no, I'm fine with this. Listen, this might turn out to be a horrible. If the Cubs, what are the Cubs doing? Are they going for it? Because if they don't sign Kyle Tucker, what they gave up for Kyle Tucker, it was stupid. Mm-hmm. It was stupid.
Well, that's what the Yankees did with Soto.
Yeah, but they got to the World Series.
And they lost. Now they're like, that trade sucks now.
Yeah, right.
Now what? And that's why they're so mad. You really want to know why they're so mad at Juan Soto. It's like, A, how could you leave the Yankees? We are it.
For the Mets.
We are it for the Mets. So, the Yankee fans believe they're the Kings and we're the sorry people.
Right.
So it's for anyone to leave them is absolutely just they can't believe it. Then number two, the realization for Yankees fans sets in that, man, we gave up all of these prospects for a rental.
Yep.
For a rental. They got Randy Johnson of hitting. And then Randy went away. We gave up some two very good prospects for Randy Johnson. It was a rental. He was great. Didn't work out.
But it didn't
work out.
But during this iteration of the Astros, Verlander worked out
Yeah,
longer term. Greinke was longer term.
Yeah, we didn't rent.
We didn't rent. And we're, and if it is true about Arenado, then it's not going to be a rental either.
No. I'm not saying you don't. You can rent if you want on old players. No one says you have to purchase.
Well, yeah, an old player.
I mean, yeah, Abreu should have been a lease.
But the Cubs paid a pretty steep price for a guy that's only going to be there 1 year.
Well,
unless they open up the books.
They traded a guy who could hit home runs, but is still kind of average in terms of from an analytics standpoint. They gave up a young reliever who has been a middle reliever who I don't know that
going to be a starter
coveted.
here.
Yeah, but that's just because you got a billion people hurt. And then you gave up, I don't know, was Cam Smith considered their top prospect or one of their top?
Well, he's certainly the Astros' top prospect.
Yeah, which is fine, which is what I wanted with Kyle Tucker. So it may end up being a good one-for-one move in the future, Kyle Tucker for Cam, if Cam Smith becomes a star player.
Well, if Kyle Tucker signs with the Cubs, if it's just 1 year, then no.
No, for us.
Yeah.
For the Cubs, hey, you do you. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that you make this deal with the assumption that you've had internal discussions with ownership, and you're going to be highly aggressive at keeping Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
I would hope.
But I don't think they understand that. They went into it maybe with the idea, hey, since he's here, maybe he'll love it. He'll sign here. He's going to free agency. That dude wants to get as much as he can and can't blame him. Get as much as you can.
He might not go to free agency if you offer him a free agent. If you offer him market value right now, but market value right now is going to be, we're talking about $400 million for Kyle Tucker. Yeah. And are the Cubs willing to do that? Are they willing to do $40 million at 10 years?
Look at already like Bryce Harper's, Tatis's, their 13-year, 14-year deals are obsolete.
Do you even care about Soto's? If I'm signing Kyle Tucker, I'm not working off of Soto's deal at all. Soto's deal is such a one-off that I'm not even going to consider that.
Too.
I was thinking a 10-year, $40 million deal should have Scott Boras extremely happy, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be like, "What do you look at Soto? We need $48 million over 11 years."
Yeah,
and I would tell him,
"Whoa,
Scott.
The people can see your finger."
I don't care. Scott Boras isn't my boss.
Wow.
I hate when Scott Boras tries to boss me around.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special announcement. I love Coors Light. I've always loved Coors Light, and I always will love Coors Light. I'm doing my job, keeping Texas chill. Are you? Are you doing your part? Do your part. Keep Texas chill.
Boss around our teams all the time. I hate Scott Boras. Well, I literally have zero love for Scott Boras, except that he stays out of Jose Altuve's business when Altuve says, "I want to stay with Houston."
Whoa, don't do it.
He lets him stay with Houston.
That's bad.
I'm surprised he didn't try to bully Jose Altuve into leaving Houston.
Why'd you have to do it like that? Why can't you say, "Well, I want to stay here in Houston"? Okay.
Out of respect to Jose, I try to keep it as legitimate as I can.
That's not respect. You didn't put any respect on that one. That's for sure. Anyway,
maybe you love Scott Boras, but I don't.
It appears. What? No, I love Jose Altuve, and I don't want you to disrespect his voice. Okay. Anyway, the moral of the story is I think if you want to know the truth, the Astros might have made out on this whole deal. They might have made out. Well, now, is this run about over? Yeah, it's about over. It's about over.
Yeah. That's all right. You're reload. I'd rather reload than rebuild. And If you go too much further, it's a reload. I mean, it's a rebuild.
We still got something we got something decent to watch. We got Jordan, who's tied up. We got Yiner. We've got Hunter Brown. We've got Arrighetti. We've got Pena. It's still a quality product.
Yeah, it's still a quality product, but you're not. I mean, it's over the
I'm
run.
Not counting on Javier.
You said Yiner Diaz also.
I said Yiner. Yeah.
Okay.
And Jose Altuve still.
You have to. And Altuve still, but you have to reload. Like you. The whole reason I was talking about moving Kyle Tucker last year is the earlier you do it, the better the prospects, because you got to get core guys in this system. You got to get minor league core guys, and they moved him after the year, which was the favorite, and then they got a guy that may be a core player, Cam Smith. I think that's probably the core player out of this trade, and that's fine. You have to start doing that, but. Even if the run is over as you know it, a new iteration can arise. You just have to draft well, and you are going to have to understand when you need to move players to try to. I mean, it's an old method. The Royals did it for years. The A's did it for years. Some really good teams have done this. So you're going to have to function like a smaller market team right now, only because you're in reload mode. And you're not in keep the window open mode. So get your young prospects, sell off. I probably would sell off. I'd consider selling off Fromber, and I love Fromber. But I would probably consider selling off Fromber before
you're going to have a choice.
The big contract comes.
I don't think you're going to have a choice. Fromber is not going to. He's not signing any deal.
Well, he may sign early. Fromber could sign early too. Do you want to sign Fromber to an 6-year deal?
No.
At $30 million a year, do you want to do that? $180 million deal for Fromber?
No.
And I'm just guessing 6 at 30, but I'd have to go look at comps on these deals. But Fromber's been one of the best left-handers in baseball for a few years now. He's going to get paid if he gets to the market. If he gets to the market, you're cooked because you're not going to do a deal with Fromber. We already know that. So better off, frankly, be better off moving him now. You've got a lot of injuries with pitchers. So it's not really feasible. So maybe you move them at the trade deadline. But the problem is, if you wait that long, then all of a sudden Jim Crane goes, "Wow, we got a chance to win right now," and the fans say, "We got a chance to win." Like, yeah, but you got better value if you move Fromber right now.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I think Fromber stays. This is going to be. Kyle Tucker is the one off. Is the guy that they said no. We're going to.
You think Fromber's going to be an Astro?
I don't think long term.
Well, then what do you mean he stays there?
I mean, he stays. He's not going to. They're not going to trade him
When's
before his
he
contract is up. He's got
after this season.
This is it.
No, you got to move him. Got to move him.
No, they're going to. I don't think he is going to. I think Kyle Tucker is the one.
Just going to let him walk and get a draft pick?
Yeah.
Yep. Stupid.
Yep.
It's stupid. We just had this. What is this whole segment for? What are we doing, guys? Reload. Move your pieces that are going to expire.
Maybe they will.
They should.
Maybe the Kyle Tucker thing was a change of philosophy.
Well, right. I think you had to shift in philosophy. You can't, there's no way you can build a team and stay in the same philosophy all the time. It's not possible.
It wouldn't make much sense to split the difference, to go, we'll trade Kyle.
You think it makes more sense to do that?
No, I said it doesn't make sense to split the difference.
No, exactly.
To trade Kyle but keep Fromber. Why?
Either you're in, no half measures.
In or out.
Either you're in or out. If you're in on a reload, then move your two guys who are free agents who have a lot of value right now and get good prospects.
They're
back.
still the favorites to win the West. They're still.
Then keep Kyle Tucker and
I don't care what they're the favorites.
If you're
and the 49ers
game.
were the favorites to win the NFC West. Who cares who's the favorites?
Well,
we know that you just said the run is over. You just said that. You got a fresh haircut too, and you're telling me the run is over with a fresh haircut.
What one has
and now
to do
you
with
want
the
to
other,
tell me,
sure.
they're favorites to win the West.
What does that have to do?
Well, I thought you'd be a little more clear-headed. You just said, "Oh,
getting a
the
haircut
run is over."
No.
Well, they're favorites to win the West.
There's favorites to win the West, and the run is over, and yet they're still a good baseball organization.
Yeah, they're fine.
And they're going to
They'll
probably
be better.
go. Let's have one more run with
no,
Fromber
it's not a run,
at the
guys.
top.
It's not a run. Just give it your best shot. You got a bunch of good young pitchers. Give it your best shot. If it falls short, that's okay because you got prospects for Fromber too. And now all of a sudden you have reloaded your minor league system.
See, I don't think you're going to get near for Fromber what you got for Tucker. Near.
You don't?
No.
A left-hand pitcher
Yeah.
who's got high leverage wins
It's
in
going
the
to be
postseason.
31. No.
Oh, my God. You got to have a pitcher. You don't think a team, just any random team, the Mets, who are spending a ton of money. You don't think the Mets would love to get their mitts on Fromber?
Yeah, probably.
If they're trying to win, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know what they give up though. I'm not sure.
Because
they're not dumb either. Let's face it. I mean, it's a 1-year rental for.
Well, maybe not. Like he's a right. You gotta. I mean, look, we're talking about a SP1. He's a number one on a lot of teams.
Not an ace, but an SP1. I'll give you that.
He's a number one, and he's been an ace. He's been in the mix for Cy Young.
He's an ace. I would say he's a SP1. I agree with.
Okay, well, he's been better than Justin Verlander the last 2 years.
Yeah. Well, Verlander's been. Well, Verlander just won a Cy a couple years
22,
ago. So,
yeah. But in 23, 24.
Yeah.
Fromber was really good that year, too.
Yeah. No, he was. I think were they 1-2 or 1-3? They finished?
Should have been.
Finish in order?
I mean, you tell me. Fromber in 2024 had a 2.91 ERA.
Yeah.
He was, the year before that, he was 3.45. The year before that, a 2.82. The year before that, a 3.14. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. That looks pretty good to me.
ERA doesn't matter, Lance.
You want his whip?
Average.
Now, his whip is always a little higher because the walks.
I want his EPA ex WOBA.
1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-2 in his whip.
EPA is football.
Oh, same thing.